everyone. Welcome to the Event Finder Stadium. This is the old NSEC, the original home of the Breakers for the grand final of the Under-17 National Championships between Canterbury and Waitakere. Joining me in commentary this afternoon, my old mate, they call him Showtime Boyd, of course, Adrian Boyd, played pro ball all around the world, including the New Zealand National League, where he won 3 consecutive titles with the Auckland Stars. Adrian Showtime, we are looking for a feast of quality because, boy, we've had some good ball throughout the day.
Oh, yes. It's tonight, even down to tonight's game. You're going to have the battle between the North and the South. It's about to go down. This is the game of all games. This is with all the teams, all the preparation. This is what it's all about, this one game.
And, of course, the Kiwi media are slowly catching up with the fact that basketball is the biggest growth sport in New Zealand at secondary school level. It's outstripped rugby for growth. It's outstripped for netball. This is the ultimate in terms of most competitive, biggest national championship in all of New Zealand sport when you consider the numbers. We've got a tidal weight of kids coming wanting to play ball.
Oh, you got everybody coming out to Whitworth to come out and play. And not only that, it's like you got more guys giving back to the game. Even like in our crowd tonight, you got a whole bunch of celebrity guests that are down there. I've seen guys like the tall black coach, Paul Hanari's in the house. You got the old legend, Ben Anthony's in the house. Ben Anthony Sr.'s in the house. You know, you got Kenny McFadden from Wellington. He's in the house. So it's a lot of the up-and-coming legends that are out here just to see these up-and-coming kids showcase their talent. So hopefully we got ourselves a barn burner of a game today.
Awesome, and of course tonight's game features 2 amazing coaches, both expat Americans, but like you, you're from Milwaukee, of course from Canterbury. We've got Ed Book, the only American who's played against America for New Zealand at the 2002 World Championships, and Team New Zealand finished ahead of the Americans. Unbelievable. Ed Book, 7-footer, he's calling the tune for Canterbury, undefeated, very impressive at this stage.
Oh, big time. Like I said, everything Ed's been doing since day one has just been, like I said, he's a living legend here in New Zealand as well. Not only in the States, but everywhere else across.
On the other side for Waitakere, we've got Sean Nance. Now, Sean Nance, expat Florida, and I know his ex-wife will be watching tonight because their son is playing. We go round the world on the web, plus our coverage on Sky Sport. This Waitakere team. Now, Dante, he runs the show. You've got a lot of kudos on Ethan Skelton, but of course the big one, the whopper, Mr. Wynyard.
Oh,
T. Wynyard, Tautoko Wynyard. He is the son of the 10-time world wood chopping champion. We're talking about Jason Wynyard. Yeah. He is what, 6'8", dripping wet. He's only 15, 125 kegs. We're talking about a huge unit, bigger than Mr. Ratulik at the All Blacks.
Yes, he's a beast. He's a man to be reckoned with. He's a man among boys down there. And you will find out where it's like just his presence alone in the middle, the other team defense would just have to sit back and suck in. It's like you don't want him to get a bunch of good touches down low underneath. Yeah, he's able to use his size and his strength. We got ourselves a different ball games on our hands.
All right, of course, the girls under-17 final went to overtime. Congratulations to Waikato. They were bridesmaids last year. They're sweethearts this year because they beat Hutt Valley by 70-63 in the grand final. So I know the ride home down State Highway 1 over the Bombays, the Waikato girls are going to be singing. And well done to Anthony Corbin and his team. All right. Waitakere, Canterbury, both undefeated. Both teams have never won the under-17s. We've been going with this tournament since 2006. Basically, it's a repeat of the last year's under-15s grand final.
Yes.
Of course, Aeon, of course, is our naming sponsor, and without them, we couldn't bring you these pictures. And look, I tell you what, the under-17s, we have had amazing crowds here, amazing crowds. They've got 4 courts down here. They've closed it all off. As you say, we've got so many celebs in the house. Also, Kirk Penny's in the house.
Yes.
Great to have him back, the tall black. And, you know, also some of your NBL stars from the 90s. I've seen Tony Webster, Mr. Yep. Webster, you know, so it's been good. Tane Randall, the All Black captain, his son plays for Hawke's Bay. So we've seen some All Black fathers here as well. So it's wonderful to have so much support for this event. All right, well, look, we think the starting fives for Canterbury will be Tane Lavery, Josh Book, Hunter Adam, Gregory Roger, and Ryan Pringle. Now, they're not the biggest team, but boy, they've played some pretty ball. Their ball movement, arguably the best in the tournament so far.
Oh, yeah, you'll find out with Canterbury, the number one thing they've been doing is they were able to adjust to everybody they played against. The main reason why they're in the championship team right now, or the main reason why they're actually in the finals at the moment, because they are able to sit back able to sit back and adjust to anybody they're playing against. If they need outside shooting, they got guards that can fill it up from the outside. If they need to pound the ball on the inside and execute, they have every last one of those tangibles. So that's make them a very versatile team to actually very hard to reconcile with Ed Book out there, that's for sure.
All right, Waitakere, Dante Russo-Nance. He'll be the playmaker along with Ethan Skelton. Here's the Canterbury team now. So as we thought, the ones to look out for, the big three. Joshua Book played for New Zealand. Hunter Adam played for New Zealand. And the one that's caught your eye, this Lavery, played for New Zealand. Those are the big three playmakers for the Cantabs. Of course, we talked about Ed Book, the assistant coach is Ella Jones, and I see Lisa Book's the manager there. For me, they're the ones to beat, but Waitakere certainly have the X factor.
Big time.
Dante Russo-Nance, he'll run the show. Ethan Skelton. Now look out for Morgan Iono, the number 32. He can bang with the best of them. Hunter Cuff's expected to be in the starting lineup along with Lucas Payne. So, and of course, Mr. T. Wynyard, look out for number 52. He's the whopper. And boy, we've had some whoppers in this tournament when you think that's Levitt Kerr from Auckland, 6'10". So, boy, there's some serious size 15 and 16-year-olds. And in the case of Mr. Wynyard, we've said he's only 15. And of course, his brother had a bit of a stint in Kentucky there as well in the NCAA. Didn't get a lot of ball, but Wynyard is going global, this name.
Oh, that's a basketball family to be reckoned with, and you'll find out it was like the big brother showing the little brother some of the ropes on how to do things, how to maneuver through things. Has been huge. All
right, both teams being introduced to the sizable crowd here. Come on down if you live in the Auckland region to see some top quality b-ball. So very quickly, the top 8 we head for the 7th and 8th playoff. Tauranga beat Auckland B for 7th and 8th. For 5th and 6th, Waikato beat Auckland. For 3rd and 4th, that was a barn burner. Wellington, I tell you, with 0.4 of a second, did it over Harbour. Time for the national anthems. Welcome back. This is the big one, the Under-17 Grand Final between Canterbury and Waitakere. Of course, Waitaha Canterbury A, coached by Ed Book, and the West Aucklanders, coached by Sean Nance. The boys having a bit of a warm-up. We're about 10 minutes behind schedule because of the Under-17 girls final going to overtime. But we can confirm the starting lineup. So for Waitakere, Dante Russo-Nance, number 6 on the points. Now look out for number 44, Lucas Payne, Ethan Skelton. That's the man that's Showtime boys looking forward to seeing. And I see number 52, the Mr. Big, Mr. T, the Whopper, Wynyard will start. Now, on shot here, you'll see Mr. Wynyard. He's about to pick up the ball soon. Look at him. He's the human side screen. He's a bit of Pete Pokai about him. He's even bigger than, I suppose, Pero Cameron. I mean, he's just a unit. So we're looking forward to see how the Cantabs handle him. Now for the Cantabs, this is our starting five. Tane Lavery, Gregory Roger, Joshua Book, Hunter Adam and Ryan Pringle. So we're just focusing on the Waitakere boys. And a quick word on their run to the playoffs. Waitakere, of course, well, they were very lucky to beat Waikato in the quarterfinal. Incredible game. Waikato Heartbreak Hotel. Waitakere winning in the last second, 67-66. 67-66 at one point, and Waikato had a couple of looks to win it, and they had 4 guys foul out. So Waitakere, they were pushed hard by Waikato. They're the closest anybody's got to them. And in the semi, Waitakere beat Harbour by 85-68. So perhaps we weren't expecting such a blowout result between the two Auckland teams in the semis.
Oh, not for those two, that's for sure. You'll find out where it's like, it more or less was a game about the confidence factor on those things there. The only thing I like about the Waitakere team is the fact that they had to overcome adversity. Yeah. Is at the point where it's like you have to come behind to get a win. And on top of that, now you win against one of your top teams, which is Harbour, which we got a lot of reputation, a lot of championship experience with those teams in that association. It's like, and you get a very comfortable win against those guys. So to me, it's mind over matter for this game here. It's definitely going to be mind over matter for Waitakere. For the simple fact is like, if you want it, it's there, go get it.
All right, the run-in for Canterbury. Now, their toughest match, believe it or not, was in pool play. Waikato again. 74 all down the stretch, and Canterbury won it 80-74. I tell you what, Waikato felt very aggrieved here because they could have easily made the top 3. They ended up 5th, but there you go. In the quarterfinal, the Cantabs too good for Auckland, 98-72. That was a bit of surprise. And then they just outclassed Wellington, the defending champions, by 87-68. So their form, their lead in, apart from Waikato in pool play, Canterbury haven't been really challenged.
They haven't been challenged at all. That's what makes this game so much of the very crucial game. Right now, the favorites on paper is by far is going to be the Waitaha Canterbury A team. By far, that's what everyone's saying. But once again, it's like the harder the lion, the harder the dragon. The guy's going to come from behind. If any team can come from behind and give them a nice little push and run for their money, it's definitely going to be Waitakere. Definitely going to be.
And the Sean Nance Waitakere coach knows how to win. He's won 3 national titles with various age groups as well. He's got, shall we say, Mr. Nance has the nous. And perhaps you'll see him try and manipulate the referees. You know, Sean Fitzpatrick did it for years with the All Blacks. Some of these coaches are quite clever talking to the refs. Others just get ejected.
Exactly. Well, the only thing I can tell you about Mr. Sean Nance, he's a personal friend of mine, and it's one thing he's going to demand from each and every last one of his players. It's like, you have to give 110%. No, 100% is not going to work. And everyone tells the same thing. It's like, there's no such thing as more than 100%. This guy's going to
look at him. He's on his knees. He's on his knees. The game hasn't started already.
Yep. And the worst part about it is, look who's right there with the hat on. That's our NBL champion right there. Well, our top player, top tall black, that's Mr. Corey Webster down there, giving the boys support and saying, come on, man, we can do this. So
now, look at the size differences. He's got us back to us, number 52. There is Mr. T, the Whopper Wynyard. Just look how big he is compared to the rest. So he's in the starting lineup, which is good. They don't always start with him, but obviously showing Canterbury amazing respect. The big question, can the Whopper Wynyard go 4 quarters, or how much petrol is going to take out of him? Will Mr. Nance rotate him?
Yeah. I think at the very beginning of the game, I think Sean, at the moment, you can look at him. He's telling his guys, like, let's get geared up. Let's get this, guys. If anything, you're going to use the big fella in the middle to sit back and make sure you command the boards. The championship game is all about getting those rebounds, controlling the paint, and I have a gut feeling was like when you got the big fella Wynyard out there, that's his main focus. Let's see if you can control the inside, get those rebounds, and let our guards go to work.
All right, so there they are. Waitakere all ready to rumble. Their starting 5, Dante, Russo Nance, Lucas Payne, Ethan Skelton, Mr. T Wynyard, Totoko Wynyard. We're going to call him Mr. T. And of course Morgan Iono. So that is the Waitakere team shaking hands with the Cantabs, with Mr. Lavery and Gregory Roger, Joshua Book, Hunter Adam and Ryan Pringle. There's the starting 5 for the Cantabs. So we've got Pringle and the jump ball with Wynyard. I dare say there's probably 4 or 5 inches difference and at least 35 kilograms difference. Oh, the Whopper. Well, he got dispossessed, the jump ball. As it turns out, it'll be Waitakere at impound after losing the tip-off. A little bit of a false start there.
Yeah.
Bit of nerves already.
That's the other thing I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see both teams get those nerves out in those first 2 minutes. You haven't taken a shot. Let's see if you can get one on. Get a couple touches early. So I hope you get those nerves out of your system. Make those guys get a good sweat up. And there we go. Waitakere hitting the inside
Skelton
of post
feeding
early.
the big. Kicking out. Looking for the three-pointer early. Look at this. Wynyard underneath. Oh, missed underneath. Well, Waitakere second chance points can't convert. That'll be the nerves. Okay, we've got down low on the wing was Greg. And what's the call there?
Just a ball out of bounds, Dante.
Yeah, deflected? Yes.
Dante had a nice hand in there.
At the top, this is Josh Book. He's going to run the show. The long-range jumper. There's our first points of the evening, and the Cantabs take a 2-0 lead. Man, that kid can shoot. He's played for New Zealand. Oh! Greg Roger got a hand in it. Turnover. Turnover.
Yeah.
So, a nervous start by both sides.
Well, Canterbury came out showing a 1-2-2. Like I say, a semi three-quarter press on them. Waitakere got to make sure they move the ball a little bit more quickly than needed.
Here's Book from downtown, done it again. Well, he's come out, lights out shooting. That's Ed Book's shot, son, Josh Book. What a start from Canterbury, 5-zip inside the opening minute.
And that's one of the things you gotta hate as an opposing team. It's like the star player from another team makes his first 2 touches and his first 2 swishes. Man, 5-zip, gotta have it.
There's Dante from downtown. He can't execute from the left wing. On the break is Book. He's already scored all of Canterbury's points at this point. There's Lavery, the little guard driving inside. Mid-range jumper won't go. Dante, Rousseau-Nance, fast break, gets the board, bounce pass. Waitakere on the board. Beautiful ball.
That was Ethan Skelton getting out on that break. I told you, that's the guy that's going to give me a lot of points for Waitakere.
Here's Book again, why not? First miss. Boy, I tell you what, he's an open book. He's just shooting threes from the get-go.
Yeah, he's trying to do a heat check right early in the game. That's a heat check there.
Wow. I tell you what, the quality of the shooting over the last 3 or 4 days has been outstanding. These kids, just the skill, the talent on show. Driving to the hoop. Oh, rejected by Book. He can do it at both ends. The big underneath. Wynyard still can't get it to drop. Pringle with the rebound for Canterbury. Book feeding Greg Roger. Going baseline. Oh, underneath. Number 11. Hunter Adam draws the foul.
Which is really not too bad of a start for Waitakere, even though the score reflects something different being 5-2. Please keep in mind, you got the big fella getting 2 easy touches underneath, where it's like he should have actually converted those into points. So hopefully when his nerves kick in and he's ready to dominate down low, he can add and contribute to the score line.
Hunter Adam drains the first for Canterbury. They now lead by 4. So that perimeter shooting, boy, hot from the get-go. But as you say, Waitakere just have this innate ability to just claw their way back. They're just like last night's pizza. They won't go away. Incredible tournament. Just ask Waikato, who led for almost the entire game. Here's Dante, Rousseau-Nance. Canterbury jump out to a 7-point lead. Inside, banking in. Oh, it draws, no, we'll have possession Canterbury. Did he get the foul? No, it's just possession, dispossessed.
Because you'll find out, even guarding Canterbury is at the point where it's like they have an excellent guard unit. They all know how to penetrate. They all know how to kick. They all know how to shoot. And they work well off each other. To me, that's
Greg Roger banging in on Iono. Back to Book. Book the step away for 3. Oh, rims out. Gee. Well, he started 2 from 2. He's now 2 from 4. Here we go, fast break. Dante. Off the glass. No love for Waitakere. Book. Lavery. Little floater on the big. Won't drop.
Here's my guy. That's instant offense right here. He can go coast to coast. He doesn't need any help.
Oh, I tell you what, we're having transition ball here. It's just going both ways. Book kicks it out. Here's Lavery. That's Pringle. Back to Lavery. Well, that zone is holding up Canterbury at the moment, not penetrating. Who's got the open look this time?
Yeah. That's good defense, a good defense possession for Waitakere, being able to hold them down to the shot clock violation, which is huge for them. It's a big, huge confidence, and when especially in a championship game.
So Canterbury lead by 3. Dante Russo-Nance goes baseline, swings it out. And I'm from the opposite wing, he's going to have a shot. No love for Dante yet. Oh, Canterbury handed it, so Waitakere will get possession.
At least Dante's getting some pretty good looks, you know. Hopefully, like I said, later in the game, his confidence kicks in. He's able to make a couple to build it up a little bit more. He's going to have himself a real barn burner of a game coming up.
Oh, outlet pass. He picked up by your man, Skelton. 44 from the wing. Oh, it won't happen. They're just a bit cold at the moment. That was Lucas Payne. There comes Greg Roger. Got stripped, draws the foul.
Fouls on Mr. Eden Skelton. I like Eden Skelton due to the fact I think he's an excellent one-on-one player. I think he's one of those guys who's like, if he can get him an outlet or a fast break, it's like this guy can get to the basket, he can score. He's been really much shredding teams the whole tournament just by doing just those little instant offense side of things. Doesn't need any help either. Doesn't need his ball screen or anything. This guy can really get to the basket. Excellent offensive weapon.
At the stripe, we've got Gregory Roger for Canterbury. Gets a bit of love off the rim. Canterbury double their lead, 8-4. We've got 6:12 remaining in the first. And checking in for Waitakere is Phoenix Sorensen. He's on the court for the West Aucklanders. And he gets the rebound. Here's Russo-Nance. Haven't cooked up too much yet, Waitakere. Oh, from downtown, got it!
Oh, yeah.
Sensational bucket.
Man, I love those set plays that Mr. Lance draws up where it's like you let your shooter come out and just flat out shoot it. There's Ethan.
He's your man. You picked it at the start of this commentary. Little floater won't drop. Fast break. Uncontested layup for Canterbury. 10-7. Dante. These kids not afraid to shoot from serious distance. They don't wait to get close to the arc. They'll just bomb away from anywhere.
Another good look.
Oh, got it.
That's what I'm talking about.
You love him, don't you? You
Man.
love him, Mr. Skelton.
He get his feet together, click those heels. It's good luck.
We're all locked up at 10 apiece. The under-17 final. Loose ball. Going to go Canterbury's way. So midway through the first, 10-all.
So I like plays like this here. Ethan penetrates, he kicks to a shooter. Shooter has nothing else to do but spot up, put that elbow in, and follow through.
All right, we're live. Here's Greg Roger. All right, 10 apiece at this stage. On court for Waitakere. We've seen a couple of changes to their starting 5. I think that's Woodgie.
Yeah.
From Africa. There's a bit of a cosmopolitan feel about the Waitakere team. They've got an American and an African. It's great to see these kids coming to New Zealand, calling NZ home, splashing out in the National League. 10-all, the grand final, under 17s. Loose ball. Greg Roger goes baseline, draws the foul.
He's been doing a lot of work so far. He's been getting his butt to the line, being very aggressive, trying to penetrate a lot. So he's loving his game at the moment. Hopefully he can stay active like that as he shoots 2.
This kid was the one that did a little bit of damage down the stretch against Waikato. Greg Roger, 74 all down the stretch. Boy, that was the closest game. Ed Book said afterwards, I'll see Waikato in the final. Well, it didn't happen because they lost to Waitakere by 1. But Canterbury, they haven't been pushed in the knockout games. And it's just, we think they're going to win. But we just know Waitakere have a little bit of X factor. So this is what makes this game so good.
That 1-2-2 half-court trap that they're coming up with. Decided not to trap on this and slows the ball down big time for Waitakere.
Kicks it out. Here's Woodgie. White drop. Waitakere get the ball back at the top. Dante got it. 3 bombs away. Waitakere hit the lead. 13-12.
Keep in mind with Dante, he's coming back from that junior NBA camp that he did overseas. So he's coming over here with a lot of confidence coming back here.
Here comes the replay. And you see these kids, look at that, he's well behind the arc.
Oh yeah.
Splash.
He can definitely shoot the ball. Scores 13-12. Still in 1 point up for Waitakere. Never would have thought those guys would be up.
Here's Woodgie banging in. Oh, rolls around the rim, no love. Woodgie, close but no cigar. Ed Book out of his seat. Thought that was going to drop.
There we go. Here we go. Dante's pretty much controlling the offense. Hopefully he can get a nice little one-on-one move back at him.
Lucas Payne driving in. Back out to Dante.
Step back 3. Splash!
Well, he's come hot. Back-to-back bombs. Or did he have his foot on the line? Was that? Did you see the 3 signal, or was that a 2 ball?
It was a 2 ball with a step back. Scores 15-12.
Oh, they just threw it out. Turnover. Let's have another look at this perimeter shooting. It's been special. Yep, he just clipped the line for 2.
Yeah.
15-12, Waitakere up. We're going to have a talk about it. Ed Book talking to his troops. Of course, Ed Book played for the Tall Blacks in 2002, part of that campaign when New Zealand finished 4th, America's 6th at the Indianapolis World Championships.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Ed Book is sitting back trying to tell his team, he's like, hey guys, composure. Yeah. Let's get it together. Think about it. They had a couple times down, didn't get a shot up. They turned the ball over the last couple times, and it's like you're really not into the thick of things, you know? And I have a gut feeling he's saying, guys, slow down, relax. We got this. See what we can get going with.
Well, we saw Waitakere early on try and go underneath. It didn't work, so the perimeter shooting's now put them in front.
Big time. Well, even as far as Waitakere is at the point was like their star players are actually coming to play. You know, you're getting up Ethan Skelton, who I think is an awesome player. Even though his points not up there yet, he's getting involved. He's pushing the ball. He's showing it what he can actually do. You got Dante. He's pulling up for 3s now. And when you get those guys that kick in early enough to get their confidence going, it's a big, huge game changer. And it reflects in the score that actually winning it.
And also we've got Tall Blacks coach Pauline Hanare here, so a chance to impress, perhaps not for this Olympic cycle coming up, but the next one.
Oh, whenever you get all the stars to come out the house, it's always, I call it, this is our NBA All-Star weekend right now. We got all the celebrities out there tonight. You know, you got Paul Hanare, you got BJ Anthony, you got all those guys. Daryl Cartwright is in the house as well. So those are the things to me was like makes you really want to come out and play.
And we witnessed something special. Kirk Penny, of course, a New Zealand legend, spending a bit of time with Josh Book. You know, it was just lovely just before the start of the game.
Well, Kirk Penny's always been world-class to me, no matter what he does. He's just been that special.
Wow.
Flash.
Woohoo! Waitakere again. I'll tell you what, they've lit up. Initially it was Canterbury. Josh Book got things happening from downtown. Now Waitakere, the Westies delivering. The margin 6 points. That's their biggest lead of the game so far. What can Canterbury cook up? Book got a nice screen, drives in with the little floater. Oh, hands in there. There's Woods. He did well. Now he stepped out and then stepped back and touched the ball to make sure he didn't lose possession. Clever.
I'm loving how Waitakere actually came out in the zone, and Canterbury is still in a man-to-man, and this guy is feeling it, which is not bad. That's a heat check.
Lucas Payne, I'll tell you what, the confidence of these kids.
I guess he felt like his championship game. If you're going to take over, take over.
Well, I remember you'd always try and creep up and just have a millimetre behind the arc. These guys are 2-3 metres behind the arc. 18-12, 1:46 remaining in the first quarter. Canterbury, who started so well with their perimeter shooting, having to play catch-up. Here's Lavery, goes inside, the little floater. No love, underneath. Pringle tries to bang there with Woodsy. Woodsy gets it for Waitakere.
I think Canterbury's having a tough time against that zone at the moment. Man-to-man, I think they're stretching the piece. The zone, they got to come out and do some different things.
Oh, won't drop for Dante either. So, Here's Canterbury's chance. Oh, beautiful, off the glass. Greg Roger, number 13, the big for Canterbury. Reduces the gap to 4. We've got a 4-point game. Driving it hard, Lucas Payne kicks it out. We're going to slow it down. Here's your man Skelton, goes to the hoop.
There's one thing about him. He can get to the basket. He can create a shot. To me, this guy is instant offense. He can go right. He can go left. And he got a beautiful jump shot on him as well. So he's good for the offensive side of things.
Okay, here's a chance to extend their buffer. We're in the final minute of the first quarter. Ed Book, I tell you what, he's just he's a bit itchy at the moment. He had a good lead. Now it's having to play catch up. It's swung pretty quick in the first quarter.
Well, keep in mind, even though the first quarter's almost at an end, you got almost the entire game so far. You know, Canterbury still haven't got an assist yet. So they're still not into that transition side of things, sharing the basketball, getting things going. Waitakere is actually sitting on 6. You know, so they're sitting on 6, and Canterbury is sitting on 0 assists. So more ball movement probably needs to take place for them to get back into the game, get a better flow of the game, probably get some quality shots up as well. Greg
Roger on board with Lavery. This is Buck from the right elbow. No love there. Iono picks it up for Waitakere. Lucas Payne in possession. He's running the point at the moment. Iono banging it underneath. Oh, feeds a little roll around the rim. Drops in. 21-14. The margin now 7. Canterbury. Shot clock and game clock, slight differential there. Like, what's Book gonna cook up here?
I think it's going to be something where it's like get an early ball screen, go off the both of them, and
got the screen from the right elbow. Oh, it's not happening. Look at that. Oh, ripped out by Roger. Oh, underneath, gets some precious 2 points just before the end. Oh, Greg Roger, well done. 22-16, a big bucket for Canterbury. There's the first quarter. All right, we'll be back shortly. 22-16 the score. Of course, we're looking forward to seeing how the rotations happen. Back shortly. Welcome back to Event Finder. This is the grand final, the under-17s Ion National Championships between Canterbury and Waitakere. First quarter gone. The Western Flinders lead by 22-16. I'm Dombo, joined at commentary by Adrian Showtime Boyd. And Adrian, Waitakere have come back big time after a slow start.
Oh, they came back with nothing but confidence, nothing but energy. And plus on top of that, putting that 2-3 zone and changing up to a 1-2-2 zone for Canterbury has been pretty much the deciding factor of slowing down their offense big time.
Yeah, trying to penetrate that zone underneath. Swings it back. This is Greg Roger. Oh, Pringle.
I'm pretty sure that was Ed Book was trying to sit back and say, hey, look, guys, in between quarters, this is one thing we need to work on. Let's get a little bit more ball movement, get a little bit more movement, a little bit more passing. See what we can actually do to disrupt that 2-3 zone defense that Waitakere's coming out with. If you notice with Waitakere, it's all about those rebounds. It's all about, hey guys, you know, they're only going to get one shot. We're going to box out. We're going to see if we can control the boards, and they're doing a fantastic job so far with it.
Walter Brown checks in. He's at the stripe, converts 2, reduces the gap, 22-18. A little bit of confidence for Canterbury. Ed Book switching up his rotation. He's basically their 6th man who gets big minutes. That's Walter Brown for the Cantabs. And they get a little bonus possession, but a sloppy handling there for Waitakere. Good game. It lit up early. There's Book. Roger cross. Now this is number 11 loses the handle. Oh, punished. Waitakere.
They always say good defense has its rewards for 2 points at the other end. But I'm loving this guy right now. I'm loving Gregory Rogers. He is pretty much telling the whole team, saddle up, boys. Get on my back. Let's do this. I got it. Keep going with things. He is just doing everything out there at the moment.
Oh, driving with the floater. Desmond Hilu. Also out there for Waitakere is Zane Sanchez. 26-20. Book kicks it out. There's Roger. This is Braithwaite. Oh, got stripped, Braithwaite. What's the call?
Oh, foul on number 4.
So Walter Brown. Replay coming up. Let's have a look at this transition ball. And Sanchez underneath converts. So I tell you, Nance is using the bench. He's going deep. He's giving everybody a little bit of a taste at the moment in the grand final. You don't see that too often.
I don't know. So Waitakere is playing pretty good basketball right about now. They're getting a lot of points from everywhere.
Iono feeds inside. Oh, wasn't intended, but here comes Skelton. Oh, brilliantly rejected by Mr. Brown. Walter Brown with the rejection. Here's Book. Feeds underneath.
Didn't convert.
Roger got to the board. Spin move. Greg Roger. Beautiful.
He is definitely trying to do. He's doing everything here but sell popcorn and give out the tickets at the front door. This guy is trying to win himself a championship.
Sanchez. Iono. I tell you, this number 25 who's on the left elbow. He can shoot. Mr. Hilo driving in underneath.
That's my guy.
Skelton does it again. 28-22, the margin 6.
She's starting getting a lot of instant offense out of Skelton. It's going to be a different ball game out there once his confidence kick in.
Brown, oh, stepped on the baseline. Oh, that's a little bit of a coach killer there when they give up turnovers like that. Unlucky. Walter Brown. Let's have another look at that bucket. Drove in. Oh, beautiful finger roll.
A little in and out dribble.
Mr. Skelton, well, he's played for New Zealand. Jordan Braithwaite with the board for Canterbury. There's Brown. Kick it out the top. Greg Roger. Josh Book for 3. Oh, Book's gone a bit cold underneath, though. Oh, look at that. Spins in and out. Oh, unlucky Walter Brown.
Call that the toilet bowl roll. It was like, no way, it ain't going. Whoa.
28-22, the margin 6, Waitakere. The West Aucklanders. There's the big we're talking about, Mr. Wynyard. Oh, early release. I'll tell you what, their shooting is spectacular.
I'm loving Waitakere.
That was Desmond Hulu.
Yes, loving Waitakere at the moment. They're taking total control of the game. Haven't had a lot of errors, besides that one. A lot of errors, a lot of mistakes.
Commentators curse.
Pretty well. They're doing really good.
31-22, the margin 9. Canterbury having to play catch-up. Book feeding Greg Roger. Braithwaite. There's Brown down low. Oh, Iono got his hands in there. They're just hands. I'll tell you what, the defense at the moment for Waitakere, they're just hurting Canterbury. Hello again. Fast break. Roger with the jab. A little hammer time from
That's
Greg
what I'm
Roger.
talking about. Well, did he put a little air in those shoes there? That's a lot of frequent flyer mileage on that one there. Good jumping from the young kid.
Dante did well to keep it in. Oh, it went off the big. T. Wynyard couldn't bend down that 6'8" frame.
Now you can see Mr. Sean Lads telling everybody, hey guys, we got to execute. We got to get back to doing our thing. We got to execute these things. We got to slow it down. We got to execute. I'm pretty sure he said he'd rather have missed shots than turnovers any day of the week.
Absolutely. Lavery feeding Brown. Swings it back to Roger. Greg Roger with the floater.
2 shots. Pretty much like in Rogers' games. Rogers he's been very active, very aggressive going to the basket. Haven't seen that much of an outside shot. You know, he's sitting on 11 points so far. Got himself 3 rebounds. He's pretty much doing a lot for the team. Nice little dunk there. The main thing is, can he compose himself for the entire game is where it's at. Because we only like 5 minutes and 21 seconds before halftime.
So Greg Rogers got 13 points for Canterbury. Josh Book's got 7. The best of the Waitaka, we've got Lucas Payne with 11 and Dante with 7. Ethan Skelton has 6. Those are the top point scorers in this game so far. 5 minutes to go to halftime. Here's the big Wynyard. Reaching over those big shoulders of him.
He is a.
Well, if you're going to foul him, you might as well hit him. That was some good contact.
Oh yeah.
Gee, he's a big unit. You just don't realise how big he is. He is bigger than Brody Rattel. Some of these kids are you just can't believe the size of some of these 15 and 16-year-olds. Oh, the little floater from Dante won't drop.
Another foul. Would she?
So Canterbury, Waitaha, Canterbury, trailing by 5. Halfway through the second quarter. Braithwaite feeding underneath, bounce pass to Brown, kicks it out. Lavery. Roger, Greg Rogers had a blinder so far for the Cantabs. Oh, the little mid-range jumper connects. Canterbury reduced the gap to 3. Woodsy feeding the big inside.
Just too big. You got to front him. That's a big unit to try to get in front of. Plus, on top of that, I'm loving him right about now because he's doing a lot of stuff off the ball that a lot of people just do not see on this TV screen. He's getting himself in position to either A, get a rebound, or B, to sit back and make that next pass. He's able to run some cutters off of him so his boys can get a little bit more active.
Phoenix Sorensen checks in for Waitakere. It's the big. Here we go, Mr. Wynyard. And 1.
That's him. Oh, yeah.
When he gets a little bit of momentum, he's like a freight train. He's not the quickest of movers by any stretch, but man, once he gets that second, third step on the dribble.
That's it.
Oh, boy, try to put a nice screen on him. You ain't going to stay on your feet.
I'm pretty sure his brother at home watching out said, I taught him that move. I taught him that move.
Couldn't convert the 3-point play. Roger did well to keep it in for Canterbury. Here's Lavery. We got a 5-point game. Lavery feeds Brown, baseline. What's he going to do? Kicks it back out. They swing it over to Gregory with the reverse. Oh, couldn't pull it off. Beautiful defense. Couldn't quite get the hand to wrap around the rim on the reverse. Caught some traffic in the way. Here's the big Mr. T. Wynyard. He got some steps there.
Oh, yeah. And so I always tell all the guys out there, remember, all my young viewers out there watching, remember, you got to put the ball down before you take that step. Don't get caught in the shuffles with those things.
When in doubt, bounce first, right?
That's it.
Oh, great D. Deontay. Russo Nance gets the possession back for Waitakere. It's inbound Lucas Payne. There's Mr. Nance calling the shots from the sideline for the West Aucklanders. You can just feel the energy in this room starting to lift. 3:41 to halftime. Wynyard. Look at that mismatch. Oh, he just steamrolled him.
Man.
That is what you call a sit-down charging foul.
Whoa.
Just about sat on it.
Where else can you get basketball and MMA in the same?
Oh my gosh, he picked the small bloke too. Oh, he's lucky he didn't take all of his weight.
Oh, he'll feel that tomorrow.
Oh, Josh Book, I tell you what, that's one way to take out the coach's son.
Man.
Love it. Oh, that was all a good sport too. All right, driving to the hoop, Brown. He's done well since he's come on. Phoenix with the rebound to the hoop. Oh, missed the conventional layup. Those hurt. Oh,
he
not
tried
called.
to give it a flop.
Here's
icebreaker. Icebreaker.
Phoenix with the rebound for Waitakere. Canterbury can't quite get it to go from the perimeter. They've trimmed the gap though to 5. Here comes Whopper Wynyard. Bounce pass. Oh, beautiful.
Another 3.
Lucas Payne having a blinder. He's got 11 points. He's the leading point scorer for Canterbury. Gregory Roger for Canterbury has 15. There's Roger. Oh, just lost the cold. Skelton feeds Russo nuts. Oh, off the dribble, a little floater, beautiful.
I love that what he just did. Oh, the crossover dribble, the head and shoulder fake, and the soft little floater. Man, you can only teach that through hours and hours of repetition in the gym.
Oh, dispossessed again. Fast break. Oh, the outlet pass picked up by Avery. Brown kicks it out. Here's Lavery. Good ball rotation. Perimeter shooting still not happening for Canterbury. Underneath, Brown. Comes off Phoenix, Canterbury to inbound. 1:38 till half-time. Canterbury doing everything just to try to claw the gap back.
It's been great. It's just been that zone. That zone is pretty much stomped, you know, the Canterbury team at its place. I mean, they got 28 points going into a half. As soon as they went to that zone after coming out, what was it, 5-point lead, 5-zip? They have not done anything after that. That zone is pretty much like swamp water to them. They cannot swim in it. They can't even walk through it.
Well, even inbounding the ball there. I mean, Skelton got his long lever in the way, so Canterbury will have to try again. Okay. They got Pringle this time to inbound. They're going to switch it up. They'll give it to someone else. Pringle. Book. Swings it across to the other wing, driving it underneath. Feeds it back out to Book. Oh, the perimeter shooters in Canterbury. Here's some second chance points. Lavery. Brown had it, lost it. Oh, finally.
And one.
And one. Walter Brown.
They needed that as a little booster for them. They needed to get something on the inside underneath.
When you get second, third chance looks, have got to go in sooner rather than later. Canterbury doing it the hard way.
At first, I was thinking it's going to be one of those games about the rebounding side of things, but the rebounds are fairly close. You know, was it 18-20 with Waitakere leading by 2 rebounds that we're leading so far, but it's been fairly good.
All right, Skelton, he's had a blinder for Waitakere. 37-30.
Too much muscle.
Wynyard. Back it in, Wynyard. Oh, did well to get rid of it. There's Dante. Ribs out, Wynyard, reach over, loose ball picked up by Brown. Canterbury. Got another chance to reduce the gap. Lavery. Brown, Book. They're swinging it. Canterbury inside. Oh, nice pass. Oh, man.
Gotta finish it.
Can't execute underneath Canterbury. 37-30. There's Dante Russo. Nuts. Oh, beats his man on the dribble easily. Skelton from the left edge. Beautiful. From the left elbow. 3 points. Oh, that hurts.
That was a dagger and a trigger. You got Dante putting the guy on skates and putting him on his shoes, and you got to kick it out to a shooter. It's like, that was a beautiful thing.
40-30 to margin 10. Canterbury, they need to score before half-time. Oh, still cold from distance. Waitakere, he's got at least one possession.
Try to hold it for the last shot of the half.
Waitakere up by 10 as we approach half-time. It's Dante Russo, nuts with the finger roll.
With the left hand. That's what I'm talking about. Nothing but confidence. Going down the middle, up by 12 now.
42-30. Canterbury trailed by 6 at the quarter, and now it's 12 at the half. Here we go, let's have another look at that bucket. Oh, on the dribble, kicks it out, Skelton from the left edge, swish.
No look, and I'm loving it. He had to, like I tell everybody, keep your follow through up until it hits the rim. He kept it up till he got back to halfway. It hit nothing but net.
And you take, I tell you what, for Canterbury, I mean, they just don't have enough bigs at the moment. You take Greg or Roger, who's had a blind at number 13 out of the picture, they just don't have the timber at the moment.
Well, like I said, they're shooting the ball. It's one of those things like, what's going in? Is there a lid on the basket? And keep in mind, these guys get to the finals. You had a grueling couple days of basketball. So now your body, everything, your wear and tear thing is there. That's why I tell everybody, to go to a championship game, it's about mind over matter.
Now, speaking about the championship, the Tall Blacks in China World Cup. Can't wait. We've got Brazil in our pool. We've actually got a really interesting pool. And Stephen Adams, please change your mind. Oh, Stevie. And of course, the girls, NZ basketball, and we saw a hot final today, didn't we? Waikato, doing it in OT against Hutt Valley. They were bridesmaids last year. Waikato this time pick up the chocolates, and I know they'll be singing all the way home back over the Bombay. So well done, Waikato, with the under-17 girls.
Like our girls basketball here in New Zealand, I would gladly say it is up and it is going and it is really kicking off well. I mean, from everything all the way through. We just had a big, huge final between, was it the Harbor Dream and the Auckland Dream and the Harbor Breeze. And that was a fantastic game to watch all the way down to the last possession, the last play. So when you got basketballs happening for the girls as well as the guys, it means so much for basketball in New Zealand, as well as the opportunities coming up for everyone.
All right, we'll be back shortly. So half time. And it's 42-30, Waitakere over Canterbury. Welcome back. This is the Aon National Championships. Canterbury having to play catch-up in our final. At halftime, they trail by 30-42. What have the Can-Cavs got to do? Because Mr. Bookie's gone to plan A and plan B. What's plan C?
The first thing they need to do is find out a way of beating that zone. Right now, that zone has pretty much got them just stopped. They don't have enough offensive flow to get things going. They're trying to penetrate and kick, but those shooters are not ready. So they got to tell us guys, hey guys, get ready to shoot the ball. Let's get ready to shoot the ball. Let's be aggressive. You're gonna attack the basket. Attack the basket, because that zone and with Waitaha, they got nothing but guards out there. They don't have a lot of height dealing with the zone, so they got to find a way to either A, post those guys up on the wings, or B, penetrate and get some good looks and some good kicks.
And what's happened to Josh Book? He was red hot to start with. He's got a bit cold, and the perimeter shooting's just not happening. And poor old Mr. Greg underneath, Greg Roger, having to do so much underneath.
Oh. Like I said, Greg is pretty much keeping him in the ball game. But the only reason I'm keeping him in the ball game is the fact that he's that slasher. Now this guy's actually penetrating, getting to the basket, and he's actually making things happen. He shot a lot of free throws, being just aggressive. And usually a lot of coaches would tell you, how do you know if a guy's being aggressive? Why? He's at the free throw line. He's shooting free throws. He's making other team work hard to play defense and making sure they find out where this guy's at all times.
How about the Waitaha coach, of course, Sean Nance? What's he saying? He's got a 12-point buffer. I mean, this is sweet. They just got to keep their foot on the throat.
That's it. If Sean Nance, he's trying to sit back and say, guys, keep it on. The first half means nothing. It's 0-0 right now. He's trying to tell the boys, don't look at 12 points. Don't look at us. Keep that energy going. Keep our defense momentum going. Keep everything that's been hot for us so far. Keep it going. And more importantly, keep his star players out there. I mean, this is one of those games where it's like they don't have nothing to worry about. No one's in foul troubles. There's no serious injuries. So this is a very good, relaxed, and officiated game for both teams.
All right, well,
it's up to the players now.
Up to the Can-Tabs, I mean, they're going to have to play catch-up. We've had some barn burners. I mean, just recapping the results today. Yep. The playoff for 7th and 8th, Tauranga beat Auckland B, so Tauranga's 7th, Auckland 8th. The playoff for 5th and 6th, Waikato got a rare win My boy Daniel against your boy Daniel. Waikato over Auckland. We're up by 20. Oh my gosh. And it was only, what, 2-3 points at the end. Auckland stormed home, but Waikato finally get a win over Auckland. So they pick up 5th posse. The playoff for 3rd and 4th, mate. That was special. Wellington against North Harbour. 2 big buckets in the last 4 seconds. I thought it was going to go to OT. And Wellington snatch it with .4 on the clock.
Man, and that dunk that was taking place. Notice that the dunk that took place to actually seal and give them that go-ahead bucket was just unbelievable. It tied the game up. It was unbelievable. It was, if you wasn't here, you missed it. Get out to the games. You need to come see these kids play. They are awesome.
So we had a barn burner for 5th and 6th. We've had a barn burner for 3rd and 4th. We're hoping for the same. Who's going to pick up the championship ring? Of course, both these teams have never won at the under-17 level since it was in the inception back in 2006. Skelton kicks it out to Payne. Oh, Lucas. Lucas Payne.
I think Sean Lance told him, hey, when you get the ball, find the rim. Just throw it at it. It's going good. He got everything on his side.
Well, Canterbury did not want that start. Trailing by 15, the biggest lead of the game so far. What can the Cantabs do? Oh, just not happening. Oh, Josh Book, we know he can turn up the heat. He's played for New Zealand. He's had some blinders. Canterbury in foreign territory. They've never been this far down all tournament.
No. They've always been in control. It'll be good to see if they can actually play from behind.
Can Payne be a Payne again? No, underneath. Who else? But it's Greg, Mr.
Oh, he's doing everything. I tell you what,
Mr. Roger, he's just doing, as you say, he's keeping Canterbury alive. Look at that on the ground. Sprawls. Waitakere get the ball. Just nothing. No rub of the green for the Cantabs.
Now, that's one thing that the Canterbury definitely don't want. They don't want the energy level to start picking up for Waitakere, because as soon as those boys get enough energy and confidence behind them, you got yourself a different ball game on your hand. To me, it takes the talent right out of it.
Mate, I'll
you
tell
get your fans crying for you.
Speaking of crying, Waikato be crying right now because they dominated Waitakere, then had 4 foul out. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know that Caslow Evans will be watching this, the Waikato, saying we almost beat both of these teams. Why aren't we here now? Well, Waitakere up by 15. Loose pass. Run and gun. Payne, easy layup. Oh my gosh, Waitakere making no race of this, 47-30. Ed Book will be pulling out the no he has left.
That's it. Turnover after turnover. I know he's upset with the turnovers.
Lavery. Book. Oh, that zone's really hurting. Here's Brown. Baseline. Got Woodgie in his face. Brown. Oh, rims out. Nothing happening for Canterbury at the moment. Dante Russo-Nance kicks it out to Phoenix. Oh, that was his first good look. Phoenix. Bounce pass. Oh, who's in the way? That man Skelton again. Dante. Oh, back door. This is killing Canterbury.
That's killing it. Oh, 17. That's one thing you don't want is heights.
49-30. Let's have another look at that bucket. Back door, the transition defence just hurting Canterbury. Fast break. And oh, too easy for Dante.
Dante knew full well, if you can't dunk, all the young ballers up there, put that ball on that glass just as high and fast as you can, because those boys definitely going to come and running for you.
49-30, 19 points. Canterbury is shell-shocked. They have had a wonderful tournament, but their perimeter shooting's not happening. The zone, they can't penetrate inside. We've got problems. Mr. Book, how are we going to solve it?
Yes, if I was Ed, the first thing I would do is set more ball screens and, like say, find out who's going to be my hot shooter right now. You got to find somebody that's hot. I'm looking at a couple of guys that's injured, that's sitting there. That Hunter Adams, sitting there with ice on his wrist. So that could be a huge downer for those guys as well, because they're going to need to have his play coming there, because he's definitely an impact player. Because Hunter Adams, I've seen him play in the past, and this guy really got the offensive skill set, the defensive skill set, and the talent as he represents New Zealand on a couple different levels.
Well, he's out there. So Canterbury needs some inspiration. Where they're going to find it? How they're going to beat the zone? And if they can't score from distance, oh, it's a puzzle that they've got to unravel and unravel quickly. Now, Auckland Waikato, the player for 5th and 6th. Waikato built up a 20-point lead and it almost evaporated. So even though they're hurting, it's 19 points at the moment. They can just start the run, build the confidence. Lavery inside, feeds it to Roger. He'll go to the stripe.
Like I said, that's the most beautiful thing about this sport itself, where it's like, man, in a game of basketball, you just never know. You never know what may happen. You never know what can go in. You never know who's going to make the next basket. Not unless you're a star player or something like that, but you pretty much don't know what the outcome's going to be.
Greg Roger. Oh, these are precious opportunities for Canterbury. They need every one. The margin 19. Bit of a quiet here over Event Finder Stadium, the old NSEC, which of course was the original home of the Breakers, and the Breakers still play the odd game here as well.
So now they're down 18. So now you got to claw your way back, Canterbury. You got to start with the defensive end first. You see they went to a 1-3-1 zone.
Payne having a blind to feeds. I think that's Iono from the top. Rims out, just what Canterbury need. Oh, and one. Wow. Is this where it's going to start?
That's what they need. They need a little bit of spark energy in them, that little bit of juice with them. And especially, once again, to start from Joshua Book is mainly where it needs to come from. That's the guy who can pretty much light the torch for these teams. Hopefully they can find his energy, get him more involved like he did from the start. We may have this game going down to the wire if he's able to bring it back in.
Well, that's 3 unanswered points. He needs to convert. Canterbury have had such a fabulous tournament. They absolutely just spanked Auckland in the quarterfinal. Spanked the defending champions Wellington in the semi-final.
They haven't had no competition. Matter of fact, they probably looked at today's game going, oh, it's the finals, but we should get this. We're playing well.
Well, their hardest game was in pool play against Waitaha. Oh, look at that. Woo. Oh, that was Phoenix. Phoenix Johnson with the little floater. 51-34. Canterbury, they're going to make it happen soon. Oh, beautiful ball control. Did everything but score. Pulling in the board, though. Here's the fast break for Waitakere. Oh, Dante just poached it. Dante like a thief of the night from the arc. Oh, that would have been a bonus bucket. Here's Book feeding Lavery.
Lavery don't want to shoot it.
Confidence. Lavery with the mid-range jump. Oh, that was short. Lucas Payne. Slowing it down. Sorensen. Underneath the Payne with the turnaround jumper. Beautiful.
He's been everywhere. He's been at the three-point line. He's been underneath the basket. He's been out on fast break. Payne is really having a good, awesome game for these guys.
19 points. Oh, doing it hard. That was Braithwaite underneath.
Wow.
Jordan Braithwaite. He'll go to the line. No, that's a chance.
They're trying to say it's Waitakere ball going down.
Wow.
Said he stripped it low and the ball went off his leg, hit the line, so they're going to say the ball went out of bounds.
Well, and you can see Sean remonstrating with the referee, politely, of course.
Sean probably thought it was a foul with the guy with his hands up when he blew the whistle, but that's not the call at the stage. Here's Waitakere.
Undercut 43 on the court. Here's Dante. Phoenix couldn't drag in the board. Oh, go in the hoop, and he got slapped. Oh, brilliant! It wasn't called. Rejection from your man Skelton at the other end. 4300 cuff couldn't quite convert underneath. Oh, Book hadn't lost it. Oh,
he
gives it up.
Definitely lost it. Uh-oh, Payne once again.
Here he is.
Redeem yourself.
Oh, and he got stripped. That was clean as well. Oh,
wow.
How often do you see that? 3 clean strips in under 20 seconds. No fouls. Love it. Oh, Greg Roger with the reverse.
Give it to the finisher, Mr. Rogers.
53-36. Midway through the third term, Dante Russo-Nuts.
Dante's getting a couple good looks.
They're giving looks. Why not pot the threes when you've got a lead this big? They can kill them in this quarter if something doesn't cook up for Canterbury.
The other thing you really don't want when you get that much sloppy basketball, a lot of people feel like it's a lot of wear and tear on your energy level because you're running back and forth with sloppy basketball. It's like, wow, the losing team is at an advantage because you're just getting the top team tired.
All right, transition ball. Here's Greg driving to the hoop. Oh, got it.
He's hoping to get a foul on that. So
Greg
Ed Book is
Roger.
looking for one as well.
He's keeping Canterbury in the game. He's top scorer with 18 points. Lucas Payne has 20 for Waitakere. Here's Payne at the top. Has another one. Potts drops. No. Woodgie underneath gets the board. Swings it back. Here's Dante. Well, Waitakere, we're just going to keep attacking from distance.
They go. Ed Book is saying, go, push the ball, move it. Before they can set up.
Rock kicks it out, Lavery. Oh, left hand, off the glass.
Wow.
What a love off the rim as well.
Love that move. That was nice. That was something spectacular to see.
Okay, Canterbury got it back down to 13. They need a stop. Woodgie swings it to Dante. Bounce pass underneath. Oh, clinical from Waitakere. 54-40. Lavery driving inside. Mid-range jumper. Won't drop. Woodgie with the board. There's Woodgie. Here's the big. Back inside to Woodgie. Got stripped by who else? The man of the moment, keeping Canterbury in the game. Greg Roger. Roger had it, lost it. Flings it back. Picked up by Waitak. Fast break. They're going to slow it down at the top. Here's Dante. Oh, sloppy pass. Greg Roger. Oh, hammer time. Throws it down. Greg Roger. Joint top scorer. He's now got 20.
Very athletic. Very good. Man, he said he's giving you his whole repertoire game, but everything he can do.
And Woodgie looking for the big loose pass. Canterbury, here's a chance. The lead 13, they can trim it again. Book to the poke, draws the foul. Let's have another look. Behind the back. Greg Roger, beautiful.
He's doing everything.
Well, at one stage their lead was 19. It's been trimmed back to 13. Canterbury had a little bit of a roll happening. Greg Roger having the game of his life, keeping them in the game.
That is true. If you're Ed Book, you're trying to sit back and say, hey guys, we can cut it between 10 to 8 points by the end of this quarter. We set ourselves in for a good fourth quarter. Even though, like I said, the rotation on those guys hasn't been big at this present time, I'm seeing both teams like breathing hard, breathing heavy. It is the third quarter, and I'm like, man, if they could just keep going.
Now, you mentioned it before, Hunter Adam had the wrist injury. I mean, they're just not getting the mileage, the quality out of him. I mean, they've played him in little spurts. He's obviously carrying that injury, and it's just affecting his game.
Like I said, it is the finals, and I tell everybody, it was like, real players, you gotta fight through it. I mean, every final is always a little pain with a little gain, and it's like, he's gonna have to find a way. He's gotta sit back and look at that coach and go, hey, if I can't shoot it, maybe I can give you some good defense. Maybe I can give you good passing. Maybe I can be that leader off the court that's needed to sit on the sidelines and be like, come on, guys. And I say, you need all of those elements to sometimes win a championship game.
All right, of course, the next step up for these boys is the senior prems in school, and of course we've got the secondary school champs coming up a little later. But the pathway for these kids, obviously there's the breakers. We've got the National League, which is wonderful. Sky Sport now showing the games live, and it's live on Prime as well. But, I mean, surely, if we're looking for the big picture, is there any chance we can get us another National League team from Waikato? They don't have one. Auckland's in real trouble because obviously the breakers in the Aussie comp. I mean, we've got to create a better path for these kids. And then, of course, can we get a second team like Wellington Saints playing with the breakers in the Aussie League? I mean, they've got to look at these extra pathways. Kids can't keep going to America and home and spin the dice. There's got to be more here at home.
That's it. And like I said, it seems some opportunities out there. Like you said, you nailed it dead on the coffin. You nailed it dead in the head. And it's like allowing these kids get those pathways going.
All right, the big miss is underneath. And I think that was who was it? Hunter Adam that took a spill. As if he needs it. He's got that wrist injury. Yeah. Adam feeds. Oh, underneath. Iono picks up the board. Morgan
to 11.
Iono having a great game on D. Dante. Oh, that's too easy.
Easy buckets for him.
I mean, there was men around him, but where was the defensive intensity? They were just looking at it. All right, Canterbury. 13 still. Book. We know he can heat up. Lavery. Oh, Adam.
Good kick.
Kicks it out. Here we go. They need this. No. Can't they get second chance points? No. All those offensive boards, they're just killing Canterbury at the moment. They're not getting those second looks. Iono. There's Payne on the right wing.
He's ready to shoot it too.
Skelton. Dante. Russo. Nance. No. Right, Book. Fast break. Oh, stripped by Skelton. Just spanked it out of his hand. What's the call? Oh, look at that. Ed Book having a few words with the referee.
I think Ed Book is looking for, like, say, any type of advantage you can get from these referees.
You can't tell on that angle, but Ed Book's 7 foot, so that ref's got to look up. Oh, another. That's what they needed, some perimeter shooting. Well, that was now the margin back to 10. Come on, here we go. 1 minute till the three-quarter split. Canterbury hanging in there, Iono. Skelton to the big Whopper Wynyard. Oh, look at that. The Whopper got dispossessed. I think that was Brown. Here's Lavery. Canterbury, bit of confidence. Greg Roger. Waitakere hand on that.
Got him for a foul, across the arm.
Okay, things just starting to happen a little bit here for Canterbury. We got 38 seconds.
It's about to go down. This is going to be
They've
that
halved the
Farmers
lead.
game. Please don't go nowhere. It's about to go down.
These Cantabs, they've got players that have played for NZ. They don't have the height, but they've got the smarts. A little bit of execution. Anything can happen down the stretch.
They're coming to light right about now.
Lavery. Roger. Here we go again for the perimeter shot. Oh, Canterbury just not getting enough. Mr. Book. The kid can shoot. I'll tell you what, if it all happens in the fourth, look out.
For some of the young kids out there, it's always like, hey, if you're missing a couple shots, keep shooting. It'll go in. You keep following through, because he is a pretty good shooter.
There's Dante, baseline, kicks it out. Iono. Oh, he's going to have a shot from 3. No love for Morgan.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh, Book had it, lost it. Oh, Braithwaite. And there we have it, three-quarter time. The margin 10 points. Well, let's have a look at the splits. Waitakere led by 6 at the quarter. They led by 12 at the half. And we're back to 10. So there was only a 2-point gain there for Waitakere. But you just get this feeling. You know. This is a championship potential winning team. They've got Ed Book running the show. His son Josh can shoot from anywhere. Canterbury, are they going to storm back like Auckland tried to do against Waikato? We've had every game today has been barn burners. So what are the odds? We're expecting another one. A big rush at the end by Canterbury. So we'll take a quick break. Looking forward to the final quarter. At the moment, it's Waitakere's to lose. This is the showpiece of age group B-ball in NZ, the under-17 nationals. This is the biggest growth sport in New Zealand. They've outstripped the rugby, they've outstripped the netball. We've got a tidal weight of kids playing B-ball across the country. And at some point, the high performance New Zealand are going to have to look at it. Put some money into basketball in New Zealand because it is not going to go away. Throw in the Stephen Adams factor, and man, we could have a tidal wave. Can't see it happening in the next year, but the next 4 years, New Zealand media might just wake up and actually see what's happening at this level. Some of these kids we've mentioned before, bigger than the All Blacks physically, and they're only 15 and 16. Can they reduce the gap to less than 10? Yes, they can. Number 11 underneath, Hunter Adam. Precious bucket for the Cantabs. They've cut the lead down to 8.
If Canterbury sat back and said, hey guys, let's move the ball around, let's be patient, and take what we can get underneath instead of trying to create something.
6'8", 125 kicks, the human wall. This kid, I tell you what, he's just, where do they find them? Jason Wynyard, he just breeds whoppers. Big bucket from Mr. T. Here's Lavery. Oh, beautiful. Little finger roll underneath. Had to wrap it round the rim. That wasn't easy. One of the hardest shots under the rim.
Man, a little bit of trickery for you. Right when you're looking down, he's going up.
59-51, the margin 8. Lucas Payne, top scorer in the game for Waitakere with 20. Here's Iono, back to Payne. Top scorer for the Cantabs is Gregory Roger with 22. Skelton from the right wing. Avery with the board. Right, here's a chance for Canterbury. They got the turnover. Here's a chance to convert. Let's just keep chipping away at that lead. Lavery. Taking on Dante. Lavery. Oh, beautiful. Got a bit of front rim love. Woo!
Now we got ourselves a ball game.
59-53. When they update the score, here we go. 59-53. Okay, the biggies up so high, they need him down low. On board. Oh, that perimeter shooting. Who was that? Was that Skelton again?
That's Payne, I think.
Payne. Lucas. Just when Canterbury get close, Waitakere banging a triple. 62-53, 9 points to margin. Book on Payne. Lavery driving in, bounce pass picked off by Dante. Iono. Lucas Payne, number 44, the top scorer for the West Aucklanders. Driving baseline, oh, one-headed pass to Wynyard. Look at this, plowing his way in, got his own rebound. Oh, he's unstoppable.
Man, you can't do nothing but move out the way.
It's like Brody Retallick plus extra running at you. 64-53, and suddenly Waitakere kicker to 11-point buffer. Canterbury doing everything. Checking back in for the Cantabs, Walter Brown.
Canterbury, like I said, is at the point where it's like, it is hard to sit back and say why you're losing this game. You know, these guys are sitting at 20 turnovers. 20 turnovers.
That's what's killing them.
Huge at the start of the fourth quarter. And that's for any team. 20 turnovers is a sustainable amount. That's just over the top.
And they're trying to beat the zone, and you've got the whopper in there. I mean, you just the turnovers. You just can't afford them. All right, Book at the top from downtown. Got it. Josh Book. Now, when this kid lights up, this gap could evaporate quickly. 64-56 to margin 8. Payne back to Phoenix. Dante, he's going to have a mid-range jumper. Won't drop. Who else that got the board for Canterbury? Greg Roger, he's had a blinder. He's got 22 points. Canterbury's leading scorer. Here's Book now. He ran hot last time. Oh, back-to-back would have been nice for Canterbury. 64-56 to margin 8, 6:30 remaining. This is the National Under-17 Grand Final. Oh, rejected. Canterbury get the transition ball. Here we go. Book, Euro step, banks it off the glass. Beautiful. Josh Book from 3 and now running for a beautiful bucket. 5 points from Book in the last 30 seconds. This is what Canterbury need. 58-64, 6 points. They're winding up the dial, the Cantabs. Okay, Payne from the right wing. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts.
You knew it was coming. You knew he was lining it up.
What a game. Lucas Payne. 67-58, the margin 9. Canterbury scramble for 2. Waitakere get the 3. Oh, what can you do? Book Back to Roger for 3 from the left wing. Canterbury get it back. Underneath, Adam draws the foul.
He's in pain. Look at that arm.
Hunter Adam. He's got the sore wrist. He's holding it. Oh, he's in agony. Look, he wouldn't be playing if this wasn't a grand final. This kid's played a little bit of ball for NZ as well. And that's really hurt Canterbury when you've just got damaged goods.
Going at it again.
All right. Oh, when you've got a hand in it, but Canterbury get it back. Oh, that's outrageous. Look how far back.
He was
Ooh, Lavery. These kids will just shoot from anywhere. I'll tell you what, we've seen a few half-court buckets in this tournament. You know, the old buzzer beater on the quarter transitions. I tell you, these kids, they just won't go for everything. I've seen some, in training, some of the kids are doing the bounce pass dunks.
Yes.
They're only 15 and 16.
The layup line has been quite ridiculous, to be truthful with you. Some of the athleticism on some of these guys has just been amazing.
This is the talent pool of the future. Dante. Oh, underneath. 43. Hunter Cup. Got the board finished off by Waitakere. Oh, their lead now 11 points. Roger, Greg Roger. He can't do it alone. He needs some help. Lavery. Every time he's tried to feed in the paint, there's a Waitakere hand that just, well, that's not a good option. The bounce parts in the paint, just not happening. He's just going to have to kick, either dribble it out or kick it out.
It works sometimes, but when you got guards down there, you pretty much got to be hands-on, and those guards are pretty active. Now they're off to the races. He's stuck.
Well, they're rotating the ball, but they're just not getting the good looks, Canterbury.
Not at all.
Hunter Adam kicks it out. Turnover.
Turnover after turnover.
And that's what's killing Canterbury. Going to the hoop.
Too much speed.
Lucas Payne. We're going to have a timeout. 70 to 58. 12 points. Let's have another look at that bucket. Fast break, crossover dribble. Just burned his man. Oh, switches hands. Oh, that's beautiful.
Right.
Well, Lucas Payne's picked a great day to impress the New Zealand Tall Blacks coach.
Everyone, pretty much everyone from Waitakere sat back and they came out there with heart. They came out there with guts. They sat back and everyone's pretty much contributed the best way they know how. Even down with the rebounding side of things. So I thought for sure it'd be a lopsided with the rebounding, with Waitakere leading in the reboundings, but it's been pretty even. And once again, sometime in a championship game, everyone always say, rebounds win championships, rebound win championships, and turnovers at the moment for Canterbury has been the downfall of what they're doing. They are turning the ball over left, right, and center on every which angle you could think of, or missing some shots, missing good shots down the stretch. I know Joshua Brook has some good looks that he usually normally make, but I have a gut feeling on this tournaments like this here, you've been playing for 3 or 4 continuous days, it's a big, huge wear and tear.
All right, let's have a look at the top point scorers. For Waitakere, Lucas Payne, top scorer with 26. Dante Russo-Nance has 15. Ethan Skelton has 11. There's the top 3 for Waitakere. And for the Cantabs, Greg Roger, 22. Josh Book, 20. And Tane Levy with 8. They're the top 3 for the Red and Blacks. Waitaha, Canterbury, always wonderful to have them here. Look, whoever wins this is going to be a first-time under-17 champion. Both of them have never won before. A bit like the World Cup cricket, England and New Zealand have never won before. We're going to have a first-time champion here in the under-17s. Roger underneath, keeping that hope for Canterbury. 71-60, 3:38 remaining. The rubber band is having to stretch a little bit earlier than what Canterbury would have wanted. They're going to have to come home with a wet sail. Oh, Gregory got a piece of it, couldn't hang on. Phoenix.
If he'd have stepped back and shot it, it would have been a different story.
Phoenix Sorensen get caught for some steps. All right. Book. Brown. Book at the top. Look at that zone. There's no room there. We'll go down low. Oh. Roger with the reverse, had it, oh, trying to get the rebound. They're asking him to do too much, Greg Roger. 3 minutes remaining. Canterbury needed that bucket. They've got to start something. They've still got to believe. 11 points can evaporate quickly with a bit of momentum, bit of execution. Skelton back to Dante Russo. Nance! Oh, rims out. Oh, loose ball. Oh, no. Oh, Canterbury lucky. They've had 2 good looks. Waitakere wouldn't drop. Okay.
Said, don't let Payne get it.
That zone, they've just, here we go, Book. Tried to penetrate. Brown. Bounce pass back to Book. Roger, shake and bake. He's going to go bloody low lane with the floater. Beautiful. Oh, Canterbury, keep believing.
They're clawing their way back into it. Like I said, 2 minutes to go, and sometime in the game of
they need a turnover, another stop. Dante, Payne. Here's Phoenix Sorensen. Loose ball. Oh, underneath. Skelton misses underneath. Oh, I tell you what, Canterbury, thank you, they'll be saying. Yeah. 9 points. Waitakere now with a few missed opportunities. Canterbury get the rub of the green. They'll have possession. Now, a bucket now. 152 for Canterbury. Look at that. Even Nance, he's pacing. He's like a cat on a hot tin roof.
He always paces. He's known for that. That guy will pace up and down the sideline.
Oh, gives him a good spanking, too. Look at that. All right. He's a passionate man, is Sean Nance. Here we go. Braithwaite. Oh, gives it up. Loose ball. Oh, did well. Dante to keep it in. 71-62, a minute 39 to go. It's almost now or never for the Cantabs. Banking in is the big Wynyard. Braithwaite with the board. Run and gun. Here's Book. Oh, bangs in. Off the glass. Got it. 71-64. Canterbury, they're going to have to squeeze, they're going to have to press. They need a turnover. Minute 15 remaining. Who are their three-point shooters now? They're going to have to go for the perimeter. Oh, Dante, Euro step. Oh, beautiful. Layup, the no-look layup over the shoulder. That could be the one that just a bridge too far. We're going to have a time to think about it. I wonder what Book's going to do now. Does he just get all his three-point shooters out there and just have a splash attack?
I think you still got to keep attacking with, like, if you can get like 1 or 2 seconds left on your offense, come down and have a quick hitter, quick pass.
Greg Roger, he's going baseline. Oh, got slapped by the big, and the putback by number 14.
Now they got to press up. They definitely got to press up.
Ryan Pringle.
He goes
precious bucket for Canterbury. Now can they get another stop? 7 points, 50 seconds remaining. They need another stop. They're going to have to put their hands in the cookie jar or something, take some risks. Slowing it down, Skelton. Oh, Roger had to go, try to strip it. Oh, loose ball, here we go. Roger wasn't expecting it.
On this one.
Oh, beats his man, left hand off the glass. 73, 68.
28 seconds.
28 seconds, 5 points. Oh, Dante had it, lost it. He's got 2 in his face, draws the foul. Canterbury just leaving their run just a little bit late. Funnier things have happened.
Down
5 points.
5 points, 25 to go. Got to set back and throw it on the defense.
Both teams got a few fouls to give, so yeah.
You need a serious stop here.
You're going to need a serious stop.
I know Waitakere more or less be trying to make the clock their best friend and just use it.
Lucas Payne, he's had a blinder. Lucas Payne, top scorer of 26 for Waitakere. Greg Roger, the other top scorer of 26. Waitakere. They had a bit of a bumpy road to the final. Squeak past Waikato in the quarters. And then outclassed Harbour in the semis.
Canterbury got to really need
22 seconds. How are you looking for a miracle? 5 points to spread. How do you do it in 22 seconds?
You're just looking for a...
They could ice it right here with the... Oh, no! Game, set, match. Waitakere. Surely that's the nail in the coffin. Yeah. We've got 18 seconds to go.
Yep, stick a fork in them. They're pretty much done.
Let's have another look. Oh, just back door. feeds the open man. Thank you very much. Good night.
Yeah, that's the kipper right there. As good as Waitakere's been playing, I actually see them actually coming right with a win on this one. He's at the point where it was like with Canterbury, things can happen with 18 seconds. I would love to see them come down and throw up a 3 very quickly. See if they get another stop or a steal and jack up another one. Just get them in that contention of being there. But wow, Waitakere is really doing an excellent job. You can see those guys want it. They did some excellent things moving without the ball, executing a few things. Some of the star players actually came to play, which is your, Lucas Payne, who I thought did an awesome job. Who would have thought he was the shooter?
Well, mate, it's been a wonderful tournament. It looks like Waitakere are going to pick up the chocolates here unless a miracle happens. But the quality of these kids, we are seeing really great development. Yes. And some of these bigs, I mean, it's not going to be long before we're going to have a 16-year-old hit 7 foot. They're only 2 inches under that now.
That's it.
And developing size, I mean, you can't coach size, but boy, we've got some tall timber. The future is looking real good for the junior Tall Blacks moving forward.
It's just in New Zealand, the basketball movement in general has been huge. Seeing a championship game like this here, seeing that, hey, man, we got some shooters that are out there. We got some athleticism from like your Gregory Rogers, the guys going in for dunks on layups. And at this level, that's huge.
Here's Book. Oh, got it!
And a foul.
Wow. Hello.
And a foul.
Here's a chance for a 4-point play. Just when we were talking about a miracle. Here's a chance for a 4-point play. Now, if he gets this, then within 10 seconds, they could have a sniff. Hey, mate, can we forecast overtime? Can we forecast it? Wow, Josh, Book, what a time. He needs this bucket. This is critical. They've got to get it back to 3 to have a sniff at OT. Big bucket. Got it. All right, 3-point. Here comes the squeeze. We got 10 seconds remaining. Canterbury, they can pull a miracle out of the fire.
Is he shooting on this one?
Let's have another look at the Book special from way downtown. Kicks it out. There's Book from well behind the arc. Got hammered by Iono. Look at him. He's slapping his. He knew. Oh, 4-point play. All right. They need to stop. Whistle.
That took 2 seconds.
Wow, the clock down to 7.
They still got one more foul, I do believe?
Got one more foul to give. They're going to have to do it in the first couple of seconds. I mean, this is where it's basketball becomes a bit of a chess, doesn't it?
Yes.
You think, gee, why didn't we foul more earlier? Get them to the stripe straight away. Won't suck the clock. But look at this, 72-75. Ed Book's team never say die. Skeleton.
Defense is...
They needed him to miss, so what now? The margin's 4. So, they need another 4-point play.
Yeah.
Oh, and he ices it. Well, surely 5 points is going to be enough now. 77-72.
That might have been something else.
Well, was that a T? That was a T. Well, they get the bonus possession. Well, it's all over. They can't lose it from here, surely. Well, that caught us by surprise. Payne. They just got to milk the clock. And your 2019 champions of the under-17s Ion Nationals. Congratulations to Waitakere.
That's it.
Sean Nance and his troops. There's Corey Webster giving the coach a big hug. Oh, Webster, the breaker. Great to have him courtside for Waitakere. High five. Look at that. Webster's going to come out and meet the troops. Waitakere take a bow. First time they've won the under-17s. Oh, look at the elation on those faces. So we're going to have the award ceremony, folks, so don't go away. They'll be making the presentations by Waitakere, 77-72. They held on. Oh, look at Sean Nance. Oh, look at the smiles, Waitakere. And Waikato will be thinking, gee, we had them. We had them. And Waikato come 5th. They lost so narrowly to both finalists. Oh, I know Caslow Evans will be watching this. What could have been for Waikato, but look, no doubt about it, Waitakere. You deserve this. Canterbury, you came in as the team to beat. There's the trophies, the presentations coming up shortly. That was a good game. I tell you, Canterbury, they came back, they clawed their way. Showtime Boyd just didn't quite have enough. Those turnovers at the end killing them. and also penetrating that zone just too hard.
That's it. It got to the point where it was like, even down for Canterbury, that was way out of their normal demeanor of the way they came out. Having that many turnovers, having that many guys that were able to actually produce on that final game meant a lot for them. And you can see, you don't know if injury was one of the bigger problems or just fatigue, but those guys are definitely able to play at a whole nother level, that's for sure.
All right, let's have a quick look at the top point scorers. Lucas Payne, top scorer with 26. Dante Russo-Nance, 17. Ethan Skelton got 13. They were the top three for the Cantabs. Gregory Roger had a blinder, absolute blinder, both ends. 28 points. Josh Book, Flippy came good at the end, left his run. Oh, agonisingly close, but a little late. He finished with 26. Tane Lavery got 8. And the rebounds, well, Gregory Roger with 9. Josh Book got 9 as well. Walter Brown 7. And for the Waitakere, Mr. T got the most boards with 7. Dante Russo-Nance got 5. Ethan Skelton got 5. Gregory Roger took it on his shoulders. He and Josh carried this team, but they come up short. Well done, Waitakere. Now you down, look at the bottom left of your screen there. That's in the red. That is Akiva Griffin, 6'7", Waikato centre. He fouled out before half-time against Waitakere, which had never happened, but boy, did they miss him. Waikato, I'll be thinking about, the one that got away, and they finished 5th, but great to see Akiva Griffin hanging around. He's a New Zealand rep. He's year 12, very young year 12, under 17, and he's going to say hello to the Canterbury boys. So I'll tell you what's exciting. Normally the selectors, as you know, look at the top 4 for the New Zealand team. There are 6 teams the selectors have to look at to pick their New Zealand squad.
Big time. And like I said, and the talent pool that's out there, I honestly think that it is so difficult to find out exactly what you're going to need to go against these other countries and what they actually have out there. Because we got some guys here that can flat out shoot it, they can run, they're very athletic. And now it's like they live and breathe basketball more than anything. And with the height that's going on and the talent pool that we have the selection from, is huge. I mean, with all the teams that actually came out here today, it's just been phenomenal. Just seeing the Wellington teams come down, the Hawke's Bay teams come down. It was everyone that actually contributed today. It was like I was also in that wow factor. Was like, wow, I didn't know there was a lot of talent that was down in some of those areas.
And what's cool, you mentioned Hawke's Bay, Tane Randall, All Black captain. His son's playing basketball.
Yes.
So you can just see the wave is just turning a little against rugby. Sure, it's a great game, the kids, but what we're seeing behind the scenes that's not being reported is the number of youth teams coming through the schools in basketball. It's undeniable.
Yes.
It's undeniable. Now, let's have a quick fix looking forward. What do we reckon New Zealand basketball needs? We need Waikato, another Auckland team in the National League.
Yes.
We need Wellington Saints in the Australian League so they can join the Breakers.
Yes.
We need high performance sport to look at basketball and shed some dollars.
Yes.
They can't all row forward or paddle backwards. We're talking about a huge pull here that's being ignored. Stephen Adams, please forgive the past. Forgive the past, Stephen Adams. You've indicated you want to be part of the next Olympic campaign with the Tall Blacks. Well, how about come and help the Tall Blacks qualify for it? Better still, you could be traded. We could be traded, right, from Oklahoma. That team's fallen apart. Russell Westbrook's gone. Stephen Adams could be traded. He's going to think, we're not going to win now with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Gee, I'm not sure if I'm going to win in the future. Come and play for New Zealand, Steve. Change your mind. Go to China. All right. Here we go. We've got the presentation. Connor O'Fee, our tournament director, will now officiate with the awards.
Oh, can you hear me? Check, check. We'll stand right here. Go, go, go. A bit closer. Come on, come right here. Just stand. Just eat. Go back. Check. Right, striking. Here we go. All right. So the teams, awesome to watch. What I want to say is they've given me a few things, a few people to. Oh. Third mic, fourth mic, fifth mic. All right, let's carry on. Awesome. Oh, not happening.
All right, this is a nightmare. I've got the magic touch though, so we can carry on. Sorry, Kirk, that's your fault. Congratulations, first off, congratulations to Waitaha girls champions and Waitakere West. I don't know, it's just you. No, we'll move on. Thanks to Aon, our name sponsor, and also Harbour Basketball for hosting the event. Thank you to our broadcast partners, NTEC, Stuff and Sky Sport. In particular, thanks to our medical partners, Vinny Sport and Podium Physiotherapy. Thank you also to Event Finder and AUT. Tournament officials, cheers to our technical officials, our referees. Big hand for our referees, please, for this week. And also to our volunteers, thanks so much to Harbour Basketball for putting on school bench when they could. Live stats, commentary, great job. And also to our national coaches, you were seeing them around this week, picking tournament teams and selecting for national teams, so a big hand for them as well. But most of all, to you guys as the players, the coaches, the parents, everybody that's put in the hard work to your teams here, and to the national championships, congratulations. A big hand for yourself, please. Thanks to Kirk Penny. Had to touch with the ball, but not with the mic. Right, we're going to move on. Hopefully I'm going to move away from this so I can move further out. Ken Colson, the technical commissioner for the championship, please come on out to hand out their fifth trophy. Medals are beginning to go out on that side. We need to stay close over here. So for the bronze matches, first of all, can I please call on Adrian Taylor and Amy Jo Clark for the girls' third place. Alright, for the boys' bronze match, I call on Liam Collins and Tamatia Bennett. For the championship girls' final, I'd like to call on Danielle Cooge and birthday boy Regan Ashley. And for the championship boys' final, I'd call on Hamish Dale and Shun Hopper. Hop in for a group photo, guys. Tama, in for a group photo. Yeah, after that one, just like. Alright, well, they're getting a photo. We're going to bring up our awards presenters today. They're going to help out with handing over the trophies and medals. So presenting our awards today is another legend of our sport, breakers and tall season, and also current head coach of the unbeaten Wellington Saints, the Warriors we call them, and the current New Zealand Tall Blacks coach, heading off to the World Cup in September. Please welcome Paulie Hanare. And also helping Paulie with the awards from our naming rights sponsor, Aon. Please welcome Jeremy Brooks. Alright, we're going to head straight into the girls. So, Harbour girls, come courtside please, make your way down. So everybody, congratulations to Harbour girls, Aon U17 national third place winners. Come and grab your Hut belly girls, where are you? You courtside? Put your hand up. Hut belly girls. Just say that, say that. Just checking. Congratulations again, third place. Hang on to 17 girls. Now, while you're getting the picture taken, can I please ask for the Hutt Valley girls captain to come and meet me over by the PA?
I'd like to thank our coach, Joe, for training us and putting up with our attitudes. I'd like to thank my players and the harbour. Because without them, this wouldn't happen today. I'd like to thank the supporters and all the parents, because without those, they wouldn't pay for us and we wouldn't be here. And the refs and the squeeze. Jordan, Nina, Salah, Kira, Ebony, TK, Tia, Otay, Christina, I'm sorry, and Huya, Teresa, and Joe.
Congratulations, Hutt Valley. What is that? U17 girls nationals. it up one more time for our runners-up for the 17 hurdles. Nationals. While they're getting a pick, can I please ask Waitakare's captain to come and see me at the PA? And girls, can you jump down courtside as well? So captain, and then you guys come down courtside.
We'd like to say a big thank you to Hutt Valley for a really good game.
Another big thank you to Basketball New Zealand for organising the tournament with their staffs and refs. I'd also like to give another big thank you to John Hunt and the hard-working staff of Harbour Basketball, because without you this wouldn't be able to happen. So yeah, thank you. Georgia, Ahi, Alana, British, Amber, Layla, and Sid. Oh, of course. And Luana.
Aon under 17 national champions, Waikato. Give a big hand. While they're getting a snack, we will move on to the under 17 nationals tournament team for the girls. If you hear your name, please come forward. From Otago, Annabelle Ring. From Waitaha West, Odessa Lawson. From Auckland, Savannah Cook. From Harbour, Zamia Kalahi Fulu. Also from Harbour, Florence Dello. From Hutt Valley, Jordana Davey. Also from Hutt Valley, Tia Limuira. From Waikato, Reese Anderson. Also from Waikato, Alana Paiwai. And last but not least, MVP, Jaisley Waitaha. We move on to the boys section and the U17 AO National Boys bronze medalist, Wellington. Can you please come forward? Congratulations to our U17 in place, Wellington. Now, representing the captain from Waitaha, Canterbury. Please come forward.
I'd just like to thank Waitakere for a good competition. I'd like to thank North Harbour for holding this competition and BBNZ for organising the whole thing. And I'd like to thank all the managers, coaches that could make this happen and all the parents. And Luca. Jordy, Rick, Hunter, Ryan, Jack, Alan,
Runners up on U17 Nationals, Waitaha, Canterbury. While they're getting a picture, I'd like to call forward captain of the championship team from Waitakere West.
I'd like to thank Waitaha for the game. Thanks to Harbour for letting us use the stadium. BBNZ for organising this whole thing. And all the other competitors that competed this week. Yeah. Desmond. Zane. Commentators. Fifi. Hannah. My boy Yax. Take the ball. Dorian. And Luscious. And Sean, Gordon, and Queen Latifah.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Aon Under-17 National Champions, Waitakere. While they're getting your picture taken. Congratulations again to Waitakere West. And time for our Aon Under-17 Nationals boys tournament team. If you hear your name, please come forward. From Auckland, A. Satan Tawira. From Waikato, Caslow Evans Jr. From Tauranga A, Brayden Uli. From Harbour, Jake Thompson. From Wellington, Ben Gold. From From Waitaha, Canterbury A, Josh Book. From Waitakere West, Totoko Winya. From Waitaha, Canterbury A, Greg Roger. And last but not least, for MVP, from Waitakere West, Dante Russell. Ladies and gentlemen, your AO U17 Nationals Boys Tournament team. Give them a big hand. Also, one more from Waitakere West, Ethan Skelton. Sorry, Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our award ceremony. Thank you very much for taking the time to come and watch. Safe travels home, and we'll see you next year or next week.
So that ends the presentations. Congratulations to Waitakere, champions in the under-17s division by 77 to 72 over Canterbury. Also congratulations to Waikato for winning the under-17 girls division as well. Been a fantastic 4 days of b-ball. We've seen the nation's best in this age group category, and of course lots of basketball still to come on Prime with the National League. And a big thanks to Aon, of course, for our major sponsor for this event. But, of course, the National League coming up, the playoffs. Who can beat Wellington Saints? Don't forget to check out the live coverage on Prime and Sky Sport with Hugh Bainan. And we've got the world champs, the Tall Blacks in China, around the corner. But from me, congratulations, Waitakere and the boys, Waikato and the girls. I'm Dobbo from the Events Finder Stadium, formerly the NSEC on Auckland's North Shore. It's a very good evening.